perfect combination to make DLT combo. Featuring a great new lettuce and tomato salad that keeps the hot hot and the cool cool. The McDLT combo with hot fries in a regular size, cool medium Coca-Cola too. The McDLT combo, a hot deal to a cool price. Just $2.19. It'll knock you out. At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Johnson Central being introduced to the crowd right now. Jimmy Daniels, Bart Williams, Charlie Preston, Wendell Ratliff, and Troy Williams. Head coach Mike Kessler. Johnson Central black and gold is the Golden Eagles, and they'll be in the black uniforms for those who might be watching later on TV. East Carter will be in the upright with their blue and red numerals and trim. And those starting lineup, Adams, Sargent, Evans, Dyer, and Baker. Tom, I think it's important tonight that East Carter try to bounce themselves back after a disappointing loss at Brown County. They need to get some wins under their belt as they head into the tournament.
As I imagine Coach Baker will have somewhat of a job getting on the up. They're probably disappointed because of that win. It looks like a lot of win this ball game, but you just can't tell how they are mentally tonight.
Well, of course, after that 5 overtime game, he said he thought they'll have a greater effect on him than he knew, and we're going to have a little interview with him at halftime about the Round County game. So this is the third game they've played this week, and could be a little bit fatigued, but we'll wait and see. We're set to go for the first quarter of action here. Vernon Evans will move in the jump, and East Carter will be going to the basket to our left, and Johnson Central to our right as we start things off here tonight. Remind you're listening to U102 WGO. Grayson Oliver, KJ, and our time. Bring you play-by-play of East Carter and Johnson Central. Evans to go up against Charlie Preston, and they had a bad throw. They'll try again. The officials for tonight's game are Ron Dixon and George Branham. Branham and Dixon will be officiating. This is a makeup game that has been snowed out back on Valentine's Day. Vernon gets the tip in backcourt that time to Brandon Baker. Baker sets up what looks like a Johnson Central zone to start out with on defense. Baker working left side to Dyer, down out on the left corner to Sargent. Eagles with a 2-1-2. Dyer, right wing, in the middle to Adams. Turnaround jumper is good, and George Adams scores the first 2 points. East Carter goes up 2-0. And he shows us a little bit of full court pressure. Johnson Central goes over and back with it. On the turnover, their guards, Williams and Williams, Troy Williams and Bart Williams. That's going to be tough to keep up with. We'll end up calling them T and B or something. But anyway, they're both young. One's a junior, one's a sophomore. Dyer, long range, left side, no good. Rebound Johnson Central. Williams with it. Gets it to Daniel. Jimmy Daniels working at point guard, and East Carter's man-to-man matchup. Goes the left side to Williams, now down deep in the corner. Back out top of the key to Williams. Right side to Preston, who has it deep in the right corner. Looking in, can't find anyone. Now coming out to get it on the high post is Ratliff. Garrick Dyer's on him, and that's quite a mismatch height-wise, but he's chasing him on through. First Johnson Central shot up partially blocked Preston, and it's tipped in, though, by Jimmy Daniel. And so it's all tied at 2 apiece. Full court pressure from Johnson Central. East goes in the middle to George Adams. He's double-teamed and fouled. And we have a first personal foul of the game. Called on Jimmy Daniel. So it'll be out of bounds to the side to East Carter. We've played 1 minute, and it's 2-0, 2-2 rather, and now we're having trouble getting the 2 up on the scoreboard right now. Official George Branham over talking John Adams, the timekeeper, and it just won't go up. So we apparently have a clock problem. Now they're adjusting the time. Now they finally got the score right, but now the time is going up. Clock's running backwards. Well, I've had that happen at the station sometimes. The clock is going up instead of ticking down. Maybe we turn the plug around a little bit, but anyway, the clock is Now we've got 7.5 minutes to go, so maybe that's the way it was supposed to be. So now we'll see if it ticks down. 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, all tied 2-2. All right, now it's working right. Here comes East Carter. Straight away is Baker, top of the key. Right side to George Adams. Down the right corner to Sargent. Sargent back out to Baker. Johnson Central full court pressure, and then they drive back into the 2-3 zone. A big lob inside to Vernon in the paint. He missed the layup. Tips it back out to Brandon Baker. Goes for two. Baker with a driving layup as he scooped up the loose ball, and it's 4-2 East Carter. Jimmy Daniel working at point guard across with Baker on him. Goes to the right side, hands it off to Bart Williams. Now it tries to go low on the baseline to Preston, and it's slapped away out of bounds. It'll be Johnson Central's ball. The corner of their end zone. Daniel putting it in. Gets it out to Williams. Williams takes it into the lane and has it knocked away and picked up by East Carter. Evans to Dyer to Baker. Baker pulls up, gives to George Adams. Down low to Sargent. It's knocked away, and Johnson Central has it. Jimmy Daniel coming back the other direction. He slows it down. Top of the key left side is going to fire one from there. It's way short. Kicked out, and Baker has it. 2-on-1. Baker all the way lays it in. Baker took it in himself, and suddenly it's 6-2 now. East Carter has a 4-point lead. Johnson Central's Jimmy Daniel working out front. Now goes to the left side, Williams. Now in the middle to Ratliff. Ratliff 15 feet away, fires it. No good, and Adams comes down with a rebound for East Carter. George working one-on-one right sideline. Goes all the way, pulls up. Pulls the trigger, got it. Well, East Carter wasting no time firing that thing, and it's 8-2, and Johnson Central wants a timeout with 5:57 to go in this first quarter. The Raiders have come out hot. We'll be back in 60 seconds on U102.
Miller Accounting Service in Grayson can solve your income tax return worries. Mickey Miller can use his years of experience and expertise in this field to efficiently prepare your tax return, individual, corporation, or partnership. Call today for an appointment. Evening hours are available. 474-6608. That's the Miller Accounting Service, Main Street in Grayson. Complete income tax preparation service. The Commercial Bank of Grayson has made handling all your banking transactions really easy, thanks to their combined statement. This important service provides you with all the information regarding all your accounts with a commercial bank. Information concerning your checking account, savings account, certificates of deposit, and any loans you may have is provided all on one detailed statement. The combined statement is just one of the many services you receive at the Commercial Bank of Grayson, serving Eastern Kentucky since 1891. Member FDIC.
All right, Johnson Central calling timeout, talk things over as they've dug themselves a little 6-point hole here in the early going. They'll have the ball out of bounds in backcourt. Preston will throw it in, and East Carter's going to pick him up the length of the floor. They get it into Williams. Williams, just a sophomore, working against Carrick Dyer, has a little problem in backcourt. Now finally gets it across the 10-second line. East Carter's playing man-to-man tonight. Big lob intended for the big man Ratliff, but Vernon was fronting him and knocked it away. Good defense by Vernon Evans, who said they do have a man almost as tall as Vernon, but he's just a sophomore. Comes inbounds to Troy Williams, works to the left side, quarter court, now hands off to Daniel. Daniel down low in the corner to Williams, back out front to Jimmy Daniel. Now to Preston, left side to Williams. Ratliff comes out top of the key to take the pass and hands off to Daniel in the right corner. There's a steal by Baker. He tipped it away, but recovering in backcourt is Williams. Here he comes down the lane, loses it, picked up though by Preston. A long jumper by Williams from the key is no good, and Johnson Central can't find the range at all. East Carter cleans the boards. Dyer, Baker, in the middle, Joe Sargent. Shot blocked and pulled down by Ratliff. The Eagles with good D that time. 4:57 to go in the quarter, still 8-2. Here comes Daniel with it off the left quarter court to Williams. Down on the baseline, trying to drive is Ratliff, and he gets tied up, and we're going to have a foul called on the Raiders. Fouls on Joe Sargent, his first, team first, and we have our first substitute in the ball game. Chris Gamble, number 35, for Johnson Central, comes in, and going out is Troy Williams. Eagles ball underneath the goal. Fired out to Bart Williams inside to Ratliff. He bobbled in the lane and he took steps. Walking called on Johnson Central. East Carter's ball, and the Eagles showing full court pressure. 2-2-1 zone. Full court. Comes into Dyer. Back to Adams. To Dyer. East Carter working at it very slowly now, and it's taken away by Johnson Central. Sargent didn't have anyone to throw it to. They stripped him. So a turnover by East against the press. There's Daniel with it. Now on the right side to Williams. Bart Williams looking in. Can't find anyone. Threw it away. Bad pass. Picked up by Brandon Baker. 2-on-2. Baker pulls up. Banks it up. No, won't go. Spins out. Adams recovers it. East Carter hangs on. Baker in the corner. Tries a long one-hander. Too hard. Vernon Evans goes after it and gets it. East Carter still with it. So they missed two, but they recover from them, and they have the ball. Here's Joe Sargent in the corner, out to Baker. Baker's going to, fakes the shot, doesn't take it. Now he is called for double dribbling, and he did. He picked up his dribble and then bounced it again. So we're midway here in the first quarter, and it's 8-2. But East has not been able to score since that Johnson Central timeout a moment ago. But Johnson Central really having their problems here in the early going. Bart Williams on the right side takes it into the lane, working one-on-one with Dyer. Now hands it down low to Ratliff, who put it in. Ratliff and Williams made that happen with a nice assist, and it's 8-4. East Carter working against the press. They get it up to Vernon. Vernon helping out, puts it back in the middle to George Adams. Top of the key, now off to Dyer. Dyer on the right side in the middle of Vernon. Baseline, and he's fouled. Over-guarding on Charlie Preston. No, they say a line violation. So it's a turnover to Johnson Central. No foul at all. Jimmy Daniel working it up. Goes to the right side. Joe Sargent picks him up there. Now he hands it back, cross-courting it to Williams. Williams in the middle. Bad pass slapped away by Vernon. Big Vernon's going to go get it. Goes down, stops it. Well, here you have it, folks. Vernon Evans making a steal, driving the length of the floor, and slam-a-roo. 10-4. That brings the crowd to their feet. Well, quickly answering that is Jimmy Daniel for Johnson Central. And it's 10-6 now. They get it up to Vernon on the press. Cross courts it back to Dyer. Dyer down the corner to Sargent. Back to Dyer. Over to Baker. Baker on the left wing. Dyer's working point guard right now. Here's Adams right side. Fires it. No good. Rebound taken off there by Ratliff. Eagles basketball. Here's Grimble. Bounces a pass in the middle that goes through everybody, and on the other end, it's out of bounds to East Carter. Coming in the ball game now is Rodney Hamilton for Johnson Central, 6'3" junior, and going out is Bart Williams. East has not used a sub yet. Against the 2-3 zone, we'd expect to see Kurt Ferguson in here sometime tonight. Their designated zone buster. Here's Vernon Evans working his way for a shot. He's called for walking. They put the ball on the floor and moved. I didn't see any walk there, but basket won't count. 10-6. East Carter leading by 4. Johnson Central with the ball. Here's Hamilton with it deep in the corner. Back out front to Daniel. He fires. No good. Rebounded by Adams. Adams gets it in the corner, brings it in the middle to Baker. Baker hurrying up the floor now. Top of the key. Left side to Dyer. Now back to Baker. He's going to shoot from there, and it's no good. Tipped up, no good. And now we're going to have a foul called on Johnson Central, apparently. It's on Charlie Preston. That is his first, second team foul of the night. So it'll be East Carter's ball from underneath their goal. Brandon Baker will toss it in. Big lob to George Adams to Joe Sargent in the corner, firing. No good. Rebound by Ratliff for Johnson Central. To Daniel out front, circles to the left of the key, looking inside, can't find anyone. Now he goes with a big lob to Ratliff. Ratliff in the paint, turns around, blocked by Evans. Good defense. Baker's got it down the floor to Joe Sargent, lays it in. Baker to Sargent with a nice pass and an easy two. It is 12-6 now. East Carter back up by 6. 52 seconds to play in the quarter. Here's Daniel walking to the right, now takes Baker back to the left. He's open. Baker trying for the steal, couldn't get it. They passed off. Charlie Preston, right of the lane, now down the corner to Daniel again. We've got a whistle and a pushing off foul called on East Carter. Away from the basketball. No, it's going to be on Johnson Central. Rodney Hamilton pushing off. And a double foul. George Adams picks up one. So it was a double foul called, and it'll be Johnson Central's ball. That's a jump ball situation. The arrow was pointed at Johnson Central, so they get possession. Pass comes into Jimmy Daniel out front. Looking to the left side to Preston. Preston with Joe Sargent on him, takes it back to the right side to Daniel. Daniel still wants to work it in. Now he spins on Baker to the right of the lane, picks up his dribble, needs help, gives him the corner to Preston. 17 seconds as they run the clock down to the end of the first quarter here. Preston out front gets a 5-second call, and they held it too long. And East Carter man-to-man defensive pressure has really caused the Golden Eagles tonight some problems. They look a little bit tentative about where to throw it, and that time they couldn't get it to anybody. East Carter's ball with it. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. George Adams going to put it up deep in the corner. No good, and that's it. First quarter comes to an end with a score. East Carter 12, Johnson Central 6. We'll be right back.
If you are thinking about building, make the wise choice and choose brick for your project. Brick provides lasting beauty, strong quality, construction, solid insulation, and it's maintenance-free. There's no painting, no washing, no scratching, or denting to worry about. The Klein Brick Company can provide you with the information you need about brick construction, including a large selection of styles at reasonable prices. Klein Brick Company, manufacturers of quality building brick and block, US 60 Apprentices, phone 928-6324.
Whether you're in the market for a foreign or domestic,
First quarter, the Raiders hit only 6 of 15, 40%. Johnson Central 3 of 9, 33.3%. Neither team had any tries at charity stripe. Rebounding 9-6 in favor of the Raiders. Turnovers 7 for Johnson Central, 5 for East Carter.
All right, 12-6 as we get ready to start the second quarter, and East Carter will have the basketball. We do see Kurt Ferguson in the lineup now for the Raiders. They want to try to get some of that outside shooting going. They lead it by 6. Ferguson playing on the left wing now. Evans has in the corner to Baker, to Ferguson, top the key, left side to Adams. Tries to go to Joe Sargent, almost a steal. Sargent's got it back. Ferguson, right wing to Baker, gets the 2-3 zone. Adams down to Sargent, and it's an interception by Preston. Pass was picked off by Preston, and Johnson Central's got it. Out front comes Daniel, left side. Hands it off to Gamble. Now in the middle, they go to Hamilton. He puts up it on the glass. No good. Tries again, but he's going to be called for walking that time. As Micah Hicks comes in the ball game now for East Carter, and Joe Sargent will go out. East Carter in backcourt against the Johnson Central press. Adams in the middle to Baker. Baker gets it across. Sets things up out front. Goes to Ferguson. Now down to Hicks in the corner. Baker to Ferguson. He's open. Left corner. Fires it good. There's what Kurt Ferguson does best. And it's 14-6. East Carter has their first 8-point lead of the night. 6:53 to go in the half. And out front, Jimmy Daniel, call for walking. Coming in the ball game is Troy Williams now for Johnson Central. Out goes Chris Gamble. And back in the game comes Bart Williams. And leaving the game is Jimmy Daniels. So they got Troy and Bart Williams playing at the guards. Ratliff in the middle. Then Hamilton and Preston down low at the forwards. There's Baker top of the key. Right side Ferguson. He pulls the trigger. 2 more for Kurt Ferguson. And it's 16-6 now. Full court pressure, East Carter. Troy Williams gets it up across the timeline into the key. Now circles back out and hands it off to Bart Williams. Back to Troy. Down low in the corner to Hamilton. With Vernon Evans on him. Out to Bart. Inside to Ratliff. He lays it in. Good pass, and Ratliff puts one in over Vernon. Here's a steal on backcourt by Williams. 15-footer. Good. 4 points in a row there by Johnson Central, and it's now 16-10. East Carter's 10-point lead cut to 6. East gets it up nicely that time against the press. Adams to Ferguson. To Baker out of point. Left side to Hicks on the wing. Down low to Adams. Looking in for Vernon. Can't find him. Now Baker to back out to Ferguson. Right side to Hicks. Working it around the perimeter of that zone at the moment. Hicks sets down a dribble. Now fires it back out to Ferguson. To Baker. He's going to fire one. It's good. Well, Baker has 6 points, and East Carter is burying him from outside against that zone, and it's 18-10. Up the floor comes Williams for the Eagles. He's still man-to-man. Left side to Troy Williams into the lane. 15-footer is good. Williams has his first points of the night, and it's now 18-12. Johnson Central trailing by 6. East Carter's ball. Baker down the lane, off to Hicks. Went right off his hands and out of bounds. At 3-on-2 break. And couldn't get it. 5 minutes to play in half. A little bit of pressure by East Carter in backcourt. Not much. Bart Williams with Baker on him. Passes in a crowd to Preston. Now to Hamilton in the corner. Back out to Williams. Inside to Ratliff. He lays it in, and he's fouled. They're working it in. And not much you can do to stop it as he gets inside there and has a chance for a 3-point play. The goal will count. Foul is on Adams, his second. Third team foul, and now Ratliff will go to the line for the first free throws of the night by either team. And it's no good. George Adams down with the rebound. East's 8-point lead is now at 4, and we've got a whistle, a foul on Johnson Central. It's on Charlie Preston. That is his second.
His second, team 4.
One more and we'll shoot the bonus. Brandon Baker looking in, goes deep to Ferguson. Baker open in the corner, fires the left-hander, no good. Hicks with the rebound. Go back up with it. Instead, he puts the ball on the floor and loses it. Now Ferguson scoops it up. Gets it to Baker, and East Carter hangs on. Micah Hicks in the left wing. They give him the shot. He doesn't take it. Now they get it to Adams in the middle. Wide open. Missed it. Missed it straight away. Rebound, Johnson Central. Ratliff to Williams. No good. Ratliff follows with the rebound shot, but he walked. Kept faking Vernon Evans and went off his feet. Now Joe Sargent will come back in the game, and Micah Hicks goes out for East Carter. So East gets a break there. Johnson Central had a chance to cut it to 2. They couldn't get it to go down. It's a 4-point lead for East Carter, 18-14. Full court pressure.
WUGO, Grayson, Olive Hill, 3 minutes past 8.
He takes it in himself, missed the shot. Vernon tipping, wants to go back up with it, but he's fouled. Vernon has just one bucket tonight, that breakaway stuff after he got the steal. But he draws the foul that time, and it's going to go against Charlie Preston, and he now has 3 on him. Vernon Evans to the free throw line. First free throws tonight for East Carter. That's good. He'll get the bonus. Makes it 19-14. East Carter by 5. And he's got them both. 20-14. 6-point lead again for the Raiders. Johnson Central in backcourt. Long pass along the sideline to Ratliff. Now back to Williams. Williams top of the key. Hands it off to Troy Williams on the left wing. Down the corner, Ratliff. Big lob into Hamilton. His shot blocked by Evans. And they're going to call foul on Vernon Evans, I believe. Looked like a good, clean block. That's going to be Vernon's first. Team fourth, and we'll send Rodney Hamilton to the free throw line. Hamilton in a substitute role, looking for his first points. He'll get 2 shots. He's a left-hander. It's good. Makes it 20-15. And he makes them both. 20-16. Lead is cut to 4 again. Full court pressure. Johnson Central's applied it all night long. East with Kurt Ferguson. Long pass down to Vernon Evans, who's open, put it on the floor and lost the basketball. Johnson Central with it all the way. Wide open is Williams, who lays it in. Bart Williams with the easy bucket, and it's suddenly cut to 2, 20-18. Again, Sargent to Evans, who's open, and that time he gets the shot away and makes it. 22-18. Williams working down the right sideline, stops, pops one, no good. Vernon goes against us, got men wide open down there. George Adams, not a soul near him. He almost dunked it. He laid it in. So quickly, East Carter comes roaring back, goes back up by 6 at 24-18. Here's Troy Williams with it, drives to the baseline, pulls up, hands it to Ratliff in the paint, all the way, laid it in. Let him penetrate right to the bucket, and it's 24-20. 4-point lead, East Carter. Baker in trouble, has picked up his dribble, gets it to Sargent now, to Ferguson, and East Carter's across. 2:40 to go in the half. Brandon Baker straight away to Adams, now down the corner to Sargent. Sargent has that shot in the corner, doesn't take it. It gives it to Kurt Ferguson, who fires, and he's deadly. Ferguson shoots quickly, and a good release, and it's right on the money. 6 points for him. 26-20. Here's Williams with it, left side. He connects. Troy Williams ripples the nets for 4 points so far, and it's 26-22. Here's Baker, midcourt, bounces to Vernon. All the way, missed it, and he's fouled.
The foul is on number 51, Wendell Ratliff. His first. He's 6. At the line.
Ratliff picks up his first. That is the 6th team foul. But Vernon will get 2 anyway as he was going up for the shot. So he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Evans tonight has 6 points. He's made his other 2 previous free throw attempts. It's a 4-point East Carter lead, 26-22, 2:03 remaining. In and out, no good. East Carter, when they're getting the ball through the pressure of Johnson Central, or getting men open, but so many times tonight they've bobbled or fumbled a pass or something. That time they come up with 1 point on the free throw, so it's 27-22. Ball knocked away in backcourt by East Carter. Johnson Central's ball on the side. Eagles with it. Daniel into Williams. Williams across the timeline. Stop and go dribble. Working with Brandon Baker on him. East has played man-to-man the whole half. Now we're going to have a 5-second call on Williams. He doesn't get rid of it. And the possession arrow. Now we have coming into the ball game now is Chris Gamble. East Carter's basketball with a possession. 5-point lead, 27-25. Minute 45 to play in the half. Vernon Evans down the corner, back out to Baker. To Adams. To Baker. Out top of the key, straight away to Ferguson. Brandon on the wing, in the seam of that zone. Now he gets it to Adams, who's open, firing, no. Rebound tipped away. It's picked up by Johnson Central. Lead pass down the floor. Chased down by Williams. Cross-courts it to the other Williams, and his shot's blocked by Baker. But Williams hits the deck, and we're going to have a foul called on Brandon Baker. Baker picks up his first. Checking in the lineup now is Jimmy Daniel coming back in. Bart Williams goes out. He's been alternating basically 7 players tonight. Coach Castle and East Carter's also used 7, and here comes Micah Hicks back in the ball game. And George Adams will go out. On the line is Troy Williams. Shot is short. Minute 17 to go here in the second quarter. East has been up by as much as 8 tonight, but right now a 5-point lead. They've never trailed. He makes the second one, and he's being immediately replaced by a new face in the lineup, Wayne Arrowhead. 5'10" junior comes in for the first time in backcourt. It's East Carter's ball. Hicks with it, over to Ferguson. Bad pass, overthrew Brandon Baker, and Johnson Central comes up with another turnover on that press. The Eagles ball. Here's Daniel with it. Daniel gets it to Gamble in the middle. Is knocked away by Vernon Evans, picked up by Sargent. East Carter has it. Baker with it. See if they want to go for one shot. 44 seconds left. Evans in the corner, back out to Baker, right side to Ferguson, over to Hicks. Hicks to the right wing to Sargent down low, working it around that 2-3 zone. Here's Hicks open at the foul line, doesn't take the shot. Now Evans handles it in the corner. Back out to Baker. Ferguson straight away. Now it's down to 13 seconds. Baker in the corner deep. To Ferguson. They're going to let him fire it, and it's no good. He misses his first one. Rebound is slapped away and out of bounds. It'll go to Johnson Central, and so the Eagles will have 6 seconds to see if they can get the last points up there. 27-23. Johnson Central's ball. They get it in quickly to Daniel. Daniel across midcourt. 2 seconds. Puts up the shot. It's no good. That's it. The half ends with a score. East Carter 27 and Johnson Central 23. 4-point lead here at halftime for the East Carter Raiders. Here at East Carter Gym, it's the Raiders on top by 4. And we're at halftime. We'll be back in 2 minutes for all the scoring recap and summary with the statistics. So stay tuned here on Go Radio FM.
After tonight's game, get a big deluxe quarter hamburger at Druthers and Grayson for just 99 cents. It's a quarter pound of lean American beef with cheese, pickles, tomato, lettuce, onion, and Druthers special sauce. Served hot and fresh on a sesame seed bun. Get the deluxe quarter.
Here tonight, they're not playing tonight. We do have an Ashland Greenup County game going on in the area, a big high school matchup. But Boyd County, of course, the next East Carter opponent, they'll be here Tuesday night. And then East Carter will travel to Morgan County to close out regular season play on Friday. And then they'll be over at West Carter to start the district tournament a week from Tuesday as they take on Elliott County. East Carter Raiders will break out with Vernon Evans, Joe Sargent, George Adams, Carrick Dyer, and Brandon Baker, the starting 5. And it'll be Troy Williams, Wendell Ratliff, Charlie Preston, Jimmy Daniel, and Bart Williams. The starting 5 that began the game for Johnson Central will come out to begin this third quarter. Eagles will have the ball. They'll be going to the basket to our left, and they'll have it at midcourt. Get it into Daniel. Daniel off to Williams. Bart Williams lobs it into Ratliff. Ratliff shot blocked by Vernon and pulled down by Evans. Good defense. Dyer down the floor to Evans. Evans got down quickly. They hold it up. Give it back out to Adams. Now to Evans in the middle. Top the key. Baker firing. Won't go. Rebound Dyer. Dyer is hit hard. No foul. He gets the shot off. No good. Gets it right back. Tries again. He got fouled that time. And they call it. So Carrick Dyer will go to the free throw line to try to start the scoring off in this half. Foul goes against Jimmy Daniel. That is his second. So Dyer looking for his first points of the night. Ferguson, of course, replaced him when they went up against that zone defense. But Dyer's a good free throw shooter. He makes the first one. Makes it 28-23, gives East Carter a 5-point lead. Deep crouch, fires it. No, missed it. Rebound by Ratliff. Up the floor quickly to Daniel. Daniel into the paint. Off with the 5-foot jumper is no good. Rebound comes back to Ratliff. He goes up, misses it. Tipped around. Ratliff's got it back again, and Johnson Central hangs on. Sends it back out to Williams, who sets things up. To Troy Williams in the left wing. He's still man-to-man starting this third quarter. Ratliff driving in the lane, has it slapped away from him, and they'll call a jump ball. And they'll go to East Carter on the alternating possession. So East has it in backcourt. Adams into Dyer. To George Adams. Up the floor to Joe Sargent, and he's slapped and fouled by Charlie Preston, and Preston just picked up his fourth. So he'll be replaced in the lineup. He's been in foul trouble all night, and Rodney Hamilton checks into the game for Preston, who leads with 4 personal fouls. 6:57 to go here in the third quarter, 28-23. Pretty low-scoring affair. Brandon Baker to Adams in the left wing. In the middle to Sargent. Sargent in the lane, has it taken away from him. Williams down the floor, lays it up and in. Sargent stood there a little too long. They finally just knocked it away from him. 28-25. Adams to Baker. Back to George Adams. East Carter looking at again at that 2-2-1 full court press at Johnson Central. They get it up nicely. Baker down the lane all the way. Lays it off the glass. No good. Vernon tips it in. Vernon gets the putback. It's 30-25. Williams racing down the left sideline with Dyer chasing him. Now takes him all the way to the baseline. Tries for a layup. It won't go in, and Dyer commits the foul. That's his first, team first of this half. Before the shot, they say, and so it'll be Eagles ball underneath the goal. Moving in to toss it will be Jimmy Daniel. Daniel into Williams. Deep in the left corner. Now back to Daniel, who's in the corner. He lobs it to Ratliff, but Vernon slaps it away, and now Evans comes up with it. Baker down the floor to Dyer. Underneath to Joe Sargent. Off the glass. Got it. Sargent has scored. It's 32-25, and that's the first 7-point lead tonight for East Carter. East up by 7. Johnson Central's ball. Williams left wing. Firing. Spin out on him. No good. And Vernon fights hard for it. Gets the rebound, but he slapped it on the baseline. Hustling after it, but he couldn't bring it in control. Johnson Central's ball. Daniel looks in. Lobs it deep to Williams. Bart Williams shot. Spills out on him. Rebounded. Sargent won that fight to get the ball. Gets it to Dyer. Up the floor to Baker, right side. George Adams deep right corner, puts it in the air, and it's there. 8 points for George Adams. 34-25, East Carter up by 9 now. Trying to pull away from the very stubborn Eagles. Right side it comes to Daniel. Now down low to Hamilton. Feeds it back out to Williams, 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Joe Sargent. Johnson Central's cold. East Carter trying to go with a run at him. Baker loses the basketball and has it taken away from him by Williams. Williams back the other way, blocked by Sargent, and Baker recovers it. Down the floor to Vernon Evans, who's all alone, lays it in. He's flat-footed that time, or he might have dunked that one. And Johnson Central wants a timeout. They trail by 11, 36-25 now. Timeout Johnson Central with 4:47 to go here in the third quarter. We'll be right back.
Get a big deluxe quarter hamburger at Druthers in Grayson for just 99 cents. It's a quarter pound of lean American beef with cheese, pickles, tomato, lettuce, onion, and Druthers special sauce. Served hot and fresh on a sesame seed bun. Get the deluxe quarter hamburger as a special after the game for just 99 cents. At Druthers in Grayson, located Route 1 next to Kmart. Stop by after the game for the big deluxe quarter, 99 cents. At Druthers. The Commercial Bank of Grayson has made handling all your banking transactions really easy, thanks to their combined statement. This important service provides you with all the information regarding all your accounts with a commercial bank. Information concerning your checking account, savings account, certificates of deposit, and any loans you may have is provided all on one detailed statement. The combined statement is just one of the many services you receive at the Commercial Bank of Grayson, serving Eastern Kentucky since 1891. Member FDIC.
All right, 36-25, the East Carter Raiders have had a big run here, Tom.
They've taken 7 shots, connected on 4 of the last 4, whereas Johnson Central only is 1 of 8.
Johnson Central trying to overcome that cold spell here. They call a timeout to settle things down as they trail now by 11. Biggest lead by far by the Raiders. 4:37 to go, and on the baseline we have a whistle and a foul against Joe Sargent. Joe picks up his second. That's the team second. It'll be Johnson Central with the ball out of bounds. Jimmy Daniel. East has played tight man-to-man all the game. They lob it into Williams. Bart Williams, left side Daniel. He fires, and now they break their ice. Jimmy Daniel. The bomb from the corner, and it's 36-27 now. East by 9, looking over the press. They get it to Vernon, the sideline. Now to Baker. Back out front to Adams. Adams down the lane all the way. Throws it off to Sargent, though, at the last minute, and a nice play. Joe Sargent with a baseline shot, and George Adams with a good assist. 38-27. Here's Williams with it to Daniel. Daniel fakes, goes up for the long jumper, and he's got another one. Daniel with 8 points as he finds the bottom of the net again, and it's 38-29. We're midway here in the third quarter. Johnson Central backed off that time, didn't press. They're just back of their straight 2-3. Here's Adams with it, right side to Sargent. Baker out to Dyer, left side to George Adams, lob it in the middle to Vernon. He loses it now, and picked up by Johnson Central. Johnson Central, breakaway shot, good. Troy Williams. So a little bit lazy passes will do that. And it's 38-31, they cut it down to 7. Here's Adams to Baker. Over to Dyer. It's not really the Eagle pressure on defense that time at all, just not really concentrating on the passes, just not making connection with them. Here's Baker open, goes up a little 12-footer, in and out, no good. Rebound Gamble. Gamble in backcourt, gives it to Daniel, to Williams, he'll set things up. Carrick Dyer on him. Gives it off on the right side to Daniel. Daniel driving around Baker all the way, and Baker fouls him. He got the step around him. Baker fouls him from behind. And East Carter wants a timeout with 2:46 to play in the third quarter. The score, East 38 and Johnson Central 31. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Whether you're in the market for a foreign or domestic car, something sporty or practical, or a truck, the Commercial Bank of Grayson can help you. We have the key to your loan. Once you've made your final decision, come in and let us properly finance your new car. Arrange your auto loan with the Commercial Bank of Grayson, your bank since 1891.
Your kind of people, your kind of people.
Whether it's a small remodeling project or a complete house, Klein Brick reminds you to use brick to make the project complete. Brick lasts longer and looks better. Klein Brick Company and Princess is this area's supplier of brick and block for all types of construction. Come in and see the selection of brick in their showroom just off US 60 or give them a call soon at 928-6324. Klein Brick Company, the leader in manufacturing and sales of building brick and block.
All right, Coach Baker saw something he didn't like, and of course Johnson Central's cut that 11-point lead down to 7, and we'll be on the free throw line, so I'm sure he's not pleased with that. But Kurt Ferguson's going to check into the ball game now for Dyer. They alternate that guard spot. Ferguson had 6 points in the first half off the bench. And we're sending Jimmy Daniel to the line for Johnson Central. Daniel, leading scorer average-wise in the season for Johnson Central, and he's at the line for two. It's good. The Eagles, after their 9th win, they've lost 14. East Carter trying to bounce back after last night's loss and pick up their 17th win. They're shooting for a 20-win season. Daniel makes both free throws, so he's got double figures now with 10. And they cut the lead to 5 at 38-33. 2:43 to play in the third quarter. East Carter on the attack. Sargent, the right side, now to Baker. Baker off to Adams, down the corner. Ferguson's open. He fires. Look out. So Kurt Ferguson comes off the bench and immediately starts to work, and he has 8 points. It's 40-33. Daniel with it, and slapped away by Adams, and a good move by Adams, preventing that pass from getting through. It'll be Johnson Central's ball out of bounds right in front of their bench. Daniel gets it into Williams. Bart Williams, right side to Troy Williams. Now down the corner to Hamilton, out front to Williams. To Williams in the paint. Troy Williams up with a 10-footer. No good. Joe Sargent with a rebound. Long pass down the floor. Baker to Ferguson. Ferguson fakes, goes up, missed the layup. Tipped by Adams, no good. Ferguson keeps it alive, and Sargent finally gets it to go in. Sargent makes it 42-33. East back up by 9. Here's Williams getting around Ferguson. Throws one up. No good. Adams with a rebound. Looks up. They want to run with it. He gives it to Baker. Baker now pulls up. Hands it to Ferguson in the corner. Pulls the trigger. Wow, that one hit nothing but the bottom of the net. Didn't even ripple the thing. 44-33. 11-point lead again for East Carter. And in backcourt, we've got a foul on Kurt Ferguson. His first, team fourth. Going out of the ball game now is Chris Gamble, and coming in the lineup is Ratliff. Wendell Ratliff returns. Minute 22 to play. Here's a steal by Ferguson. He put it in. Ferguson with 12 points now as he picked up the steal and the easy bucket. 46-33, and that's their 13-point lead. Is their biggest lead of the night. Here's a steal by Joe Sargent, and they'll jump it up. It's Eagles ball. Sargent with a steal on Hamilton, tied him up, and the jump ball goes to Johnson Central. 1:08 to play. Johnson Central's ball. Daniel, big lob in backcourt to Williams. To Daniel. Daniel fires from the corner. It's good. Daniel is a good-looking guard. He's got 12 points. 46-35. Here's Baker out top of the key against the 2-3. Off to Ferguson. Now to Sargent. Baker, left side to Adams. To Ferguson, open in the corner. They give him the shot, and he will gladly oblige them. 14 points for Kurt Ferguson. Nothing but perfect tonight. Here's Vernon Evans with a steal, and he's fouled. East Carter playing some hard-nosed defense now. The foul's going to be on Ratliff, and that is the team third, so it'll be out of bounds backcourt to East Carter. Vernon came up with a steal and got the foul. All right, they'll work for one shot, it looks like. Baker, 30 seconds to go. Off to Adams. He holds it a little while. Down to Sargent in the corner, 22 seconds. Now Sargent has it kicked away from him by Williams. And they'll go out of bounds to East Carter with 19 seconds. 13-point, that's their biggest lead, 48-35, but they'll try to tack two more on there if they can here. Baker out to Adams. Hands it back to Brandon. Baker will set things up. Baker works the left side of George Adams. Now comes back to the right. Big lob to George on the alley-oop. Goes and gets it, puts it up. It's in. George Adams, and that's it. We go to the fourth quarter, and East Carter's opened up a 15-point lead. It's East Carter 50, Johnson Central 35.
We have found it.
What?
The beef.
Where?
The Shake Shop. It's the new Beef Pleaser, the all-new hamburger at the Shake Shop. A half-pound of ground beef burger with fried onions, mustard, and pickles, all for just $1.59. Come in and try the new hamburger, the Beef Pleaser, a half-pound hamburger available now at the Shake Shop, US 60 East Grayson. The Shake Shop, Grayson's favorite eating spot. It's always nice to have a friend in the sporting goods business, and you've got one at Grayson Sporting Goods. All of your athletic shoes, selected styles of shoes start at $10 a pair. You'll find famous names, Reebok, Nike, Converse, and Brooks. And of course at Grayson Sporting Goods, you'll find a complete line of t-shirts, custom lettering, uniforms for your sport, and coming this spring, all of your needs for baseball and softball. Grayson Sporting Goods for quality clothing and accessories, and all of your needs for every sport. Count on your friends at Grayson Sporting Goods, right on Main Street.
Third quarter, the Raiders were burning the nets, 11 of 17, 64.7%. Johnson Central only 5 of 14, 35.7%. Charity tosses, Raiders 1 of 2, Johnson Central 2 of 2. Rebounding 11 of 5 in favor of the Raiders, 3 turnovers apiece.
All right, the East Carter Raiders finally getting some daylight between themselves and Johnson Central. 50-35, a 15-point lead. East Carter's ball, midcourt, Sargent into Baker. Baker down to Adams, big lob into Vernon. Back out to Baker. Vernon kicks it right back out. He's posting up low. Now they got George on a pick through the lane, lays it up and in, but we've got a foul, no basket. Vernon set the pick for Adams to cut through the lane. And we've got a pushing foul on Bart Williams of Johnson Central.
Number 21, Bart Williams. His first. Team 4.
Fourth team foul. East Carter's ball from the end zone. Baker looking in. Tries to go to Vernon, but it's in the corner, and Joe Sargent recovers it. Flips it out to Brandon Baker. Baker spinning, left wing. Now off to Adams, and we've got a foul called on Johnson Central over guarding, as Brandon Baker is fouled by Jimmy Daniel, his third. And that is the fifth. Brandon Baker will go to the line. Baker has had 6 points tonight. All those have been in the first half, and he has not taken a free throw. Of course, Baker is the big hero in the Bath County win. Got him into the game with a shot at the buzzer, got him into the second overtime, and then hit the free throws in the fifth overtime that won it. And he's good with that one. Baker firing another one, and it's right in the middle. So 8 points for Baker, and it's 52-35. East Carter up by 17 now. Johnson Central working it into front court. Daniel, and there's a steal by Baker. George Adams back to Brandon Baker. Easy layup. Baker set that up. Adams picked it up and then threw it back to Baker. Now down low is Hamilton, open for Johnson Central. Missed the layup. Joe Sargent is there for the rebound. To Baker. In the middle to Vernon. Turnaround jumper from about 10. Nicely done by Vernon. 13 points, and I tell you, Raiders are looking tough right now. 56-35. 21-point lead very quickly. 15-foot jumper is no good by Daniel. Rebound Ferguson to George Adams. Adams pulls up in the corner on its way. Write him down. George Adams with 12 points. It's 58-35, and Johnson Central calls a timeout. East Carter suddenly gone up by 23, and everything is coming up Raiders. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
If you are looking for easier, more efficient ways to do your accounting, bookkeeping, and tax preparation, then see James & James Accounting Service. They specialize in financial reports, billing, bookkeeping, accounting, and income tax preparation. Friendly personal service by people who are knowledgeable and dependable. Computerized efficiency for all of your financial accounting and tax needs. James & James Accounting, serving you and the community. Also doing business as H&R Block, with offices in Grayson, Olive Hill, and Moorhead. Ruth Paving Corporation of Grayson encourages you to get involved with local high school activities. Your help and support of our youth is deeply needed. And Ruth Paving is happy to back school and community efforts. They're always ready to help you with custom paving and sealing work, driveways, parking lots, and other asphalt work. Call on Ruth Paving Corporation, located at 631 North Carroll Malone Boulevard in Grayson. Ruth Paving Corporation.
Well, Tom, I think statistically speaking, East Carter's probably the best shooting team in the region, and they're not disappointing anybody tonight.
Well, here in the second half, they've taken 20 shots. They've hit 14 of those. Shooting percentage, 70%.
And we've got 6:35 left to play in the ball game. They lead it by 23, 58-35. Of course, the key thing in this half, they've cut out a lot of those costly turnovers and fumbles that they were having. Here's Johnson Central down low to Ratliff. He lays it in. First basket of this half by Ratliff. Johnson Central is only, they had 23 at halftime. They've only scored 14 points in this entire half. Here's Joe Sargent, 10-footer. Good. Sargent with 10 points. 5 men in double figures now for East Carter. Well-balanced attack. Here's Williams, and Ferguson is pushing him. So Kurt Ferguson picks up his second.
Number 42, Kurt Ferguson, his second.
And that is the 15th foul, so we'll go to the line for Bart Williams.
Number 21, Bart Williams.
Williams will shoot one in bonus. Puts it up, it's short. Rebound Ratliff goes back up, and he charged into Vernon Evans with the elbow, and he's going to get called for the offensive foul. Butted his shoulder into Evans, and that's the third foul on Ratliff. He'll go to East Carter on the side. Adams looks into Baker. Baker behind the back dribble, chasing him is Arrowwood. Now Baker in the lane, 15-foot straight away. Got it. This is unbelievable shooting, 62-37. 5:44 to go. I don't think there's any team that could stay with East Carter this half. Inside, they lob a pass down low to Preston. He misses it, and Vernon Evans gets the rebound. Baker up the floor to George Adams. Nice pass. Adams has it knocked away from him out of bounds. Adams tried to go up and then bring the ball back up over his head, and while he was in the air, he got it slapped away. East Carter's ball from the end zone. Baker in the corner to Sargent. They've hit their last 10 in a row. Johnson Central puts that one up in the stands. East Carter will get it. 25-point lead right now for the Raiders. In the corner, here's Ferguson. Ferguson works his way for the jumper, and he missed one. Rebound Johnson Central. Preston to Williams. Down to Arrowwood. Good. Arrowwood with a bucket on the layup. Big one down the lane to Vernon. He wanted to go stuff that one, but he was fouled by Preston. Long pass to Vernon down the length of the floor. Foul is on Bart Williams, 21. Now coming into the ball game for Johnson Central is Gamble. Vernon Evans will go to the line. Evans at the line to shoot two. He has 13 points tonight. 14 for Kurt Ferguson is the high. Evans' free throw spins out on him. He'll get another one. 5 minutes to play in the ball game. East Carter with a very comfortable lead. Vernon misses 2 free throws. They missed quite a few last night against Round County that proved to be costly. So it's Johnson Central's ball in backcourt. Ball going out of bounds. Eagles ball. Arrowwood working at point guard now. Hands off the right side to Gamble. Now down the corner to Preston. Back out to Arrowwood. Over to Williams. Williams' shot from the key is way short. Big Vernon goes and gets it.
Baker quickly down the floor to George Adams. Pops a long one in the corner. No good. Tipped around, and Arrowwood has the rebound for Johnson Central. Coming back the other way with a pass that hit the backboard. Comes out to Joe Sargent, down to George Adams, all the way. Lays it in. Little finger roll style by George Adams, and it's 64-39. Johnson Central with a left side. Williams in the middle of Ratliff. Fakes Vernon, and he walked. Coming into the game is Jimmy Daniel for the Eagles, and out goes Troy Williams. So a 25-point lead again, and East Carter trying to blow Johnson Central back down south a little ways after Johnson Central was pretty stubborn that first half. Here's Vernon with it. Down the floor to Sargent, lays it in. Vernon playing point guard. Joe Sargent gets the bucket. We're halfway, and East Carter's having a whale of a time here tonight. This is fun, 66-39. Here's Gamble with it in the corner. Back out front to Preston, or to Daniel rather, and he's got the long-range jumper. 66-41. Baker up the floor to Vernon. Vernon drives, lays it up and in. Won't count. They get him an offensive foul. Garrick Dyer comes in the game now, and Kirk Ferguson goes out. Offensive foul is going to be on Vernon Evans, his second. Joe Sargent goes out, and Micah Hicks comes in. Sargent leads with 12 points. Ferguson with 14 for the night. It's Johnson Central's ball. They're down by 25 with 3:30 to go. Here's Daniel down low to Ratliff. Baseline jumper is no good. Rebound George Adams. And they're going to call George, I think, for pushing off before the rebound. Adams picks up his third, and we're in the bonus for Johnson Central. So we'll send Chris Gamble to the line. At the line for one in the bonus. 35, Chris Gamble. 1+1 for Gamble. Takes a lot of time and throws one up there that rolls out. Gamble with another one. Well, evidently they say he got two. Missed them both. Vernon goes high off the rim to claim that one. 3:20 to play, 66-41. Here's Baker working out front over to Hicks. Lobs it inside to George Adams. George goes up, has his shot blocked nicely by Johnson Central's Hamilton, and then it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Eagles ball. Jimmy Daniel works it into front court. Top of the key. Left side's going to put up the jumper over Baker and got it. Daniel's been the only bright spot for Johnson Central. 16 points for his efforts tonight. Here's Hicks, double teamed in backcourt. Dribbles through it, gets it off to George Adams. Adams down to Baker, goes in, lays it up there, no good, but got a block. Baker and Gamble both hit the floor, and the foul is going to be on Gamble. And it'll send Brandon Baker to the free throw line. Two shots. The basket did not go in, so he had originally said one shot, but was not good, so he'll get two. Brandon with 12 points tonight after being limited last night to 4 over at Round County. Free throw is good. 67-43. 2:48 to play. And Brandon's going to come out of the game if he makes this one. Nice soft touch, and it's right in the middle, and he'll leave the game, and Mark Thomas will come in. Thomas was the hero of the B-team game when his free throws gave East Carter a B-team victory, 34-32. So Thomas checks in for the first time, the 5'8 junior. Baker sits down for the game with 14 points tonight. Out front is Jimmy Daniel. Carrick Dyer on him now. Daniel shoots over him. No good. George Adams goes and gets the rebound. Gets it out to Hicks. Hicks down the floor to Vernon. Over to Dyer. Wide open. Layup good. Nice assist by Vernon Evans. Dyer is running hard down the lane. He hit him in stride. 70-43 now. Back up at 27. Daniel with it. Down low to Ratliff. Ratliff working on Vernon. Now bounces into the paint to Daniel, but Dyer takes it away. Carrick Dyer with it. Ahead to Micah Hicks. Layup. No good. Oh, it's too hard with it. Gamble following rebounds for Johnson Central. Running the other way off to Daniel. Back to Ratliff inside. Up with a shot. It rolls out. No good. George Adams with a rebound. Adams is triple teamed and he's fouled. All right, Vince Pack comes in the ball game now. Brian Hall is going to check in for Johnson Central. They put some subs in. Vic Adams is going to come in the ball game for East Carter. And Vernon Evans will sit down. 13 points tonight for Vernon. Lots of block shots and a few assists even with his ball handling. Vic Adams will come in. We've got Adams, George Adams, Vic Adams, Carrick Dyer, Mark Thomas, and Micah Hicks. George Adams is at the free throw line. Foul was on Hamilton. Now we're checking out Micah Hicks' eye. Official taking a look at it. It's had something in it, but George Adams is going to toe the mark for the free throws. East Carter has 5 men in double figures. Adams with 14, and he can be the high man if he makes this one. He does. 2 other people had 14, and Baker and Ferguson. Now George with 15, and he gets another one. 71-43. Gives them their biggest lead of the night of 28. Now it's 29, and George Adams will leave the ball game. 72-43. Adams finishes the night with a good 16-point effort, and Greg Mulkey comes to the ball game, so East Carter has but one starter left, Carrick Dyer. And, of course, he's an alternator with Ferguson at that guard. He's been out a lot of the game. Here's a shot on the baseline by Gamble, his first 2. Dyer with the ball in back court. Arrowwood on him. Dyer takes him across the 10-second stripe, moves him to the left, now back to the right. And finally going to get Arrowwood for guarding him too close. His first will send Carrick Dyer to the line to shoot 1 in bonus. Coming in the ball game now is Billy May for the first time, 5'11" sophomore for Johnson Central, and going out is Chris Gamble. So I believe we've seen all but one player for the Eagles. Dyer at the stripe, 3 points tonight. He's there to shoot 1 bonus. It's no good, too hard. Rebounded by Hamilton. Gets it up to Pack, over to Arrowwood. Arrowwood circling the key, puts up the jumper, good. Arrowwood gets his 4th point on the basket, 72-47, 1:22 to play. Micah Hicks on the baseline, goes all the way, lays it up, it won't go in, but he's fouled. Now we see the last Johnson Central player, Steve Estep. Hamilton goes out, so they've cleared their bench. Micah Hicks will be at the line. He hasn't scored tonight. He's had only 6 players scoring. And Hicks' free throw is good. Till just a moment ago, they'd only used 7 to any degree. Hicks and Ferguson as subs. Now Hicks is in the scoring column, makes it 73-47. He misses that one, rebounded by Pack. Johnson Central's got it going the other way. Long passes over everybody's head and out of bounds. East Carter will get it back. Micah Hicks looking in. Long pass down to Mulkey. Mulkey pulls up. Bank shot. Good. Greg Mulkey makes it 75-47. Johnson Central, Arrowwood. Over to May. May will take a shot, and he makes it. So May gets his name in the scoring book, and it's 75-49. Hicks working against full court pressure, gets it into Dyer. Not enough time. It's a 5-second call. Now checking into the ball game will be Brian Scott, Keith Bradford, and Greg Mulkey. Vic Adams goes out. Greg Mulkey goes out. Garrick Dyer goes out. So more substitutes for East Carter. Johnson Central putting it in play, and Bradford with a steal. Gets it to Thomas. Thomas out front working one-on-one with May. Goes low to Hicks, and we've got a foul out front, though, on Arrowwood. Now Jack Calhoun comes into the ball game for East Carter, 5'11 sophomore, and Micah Hicks goes out. So East has pretty much got a sophomore lineup in there now. Exception of Mark Thomas, who is a junior. But it's the B team playing right now. Thomas' free throw is good. I think Jeff Dammer's the only one we haven't seen. (76-49). Thomas missed that one. Johnson Central off with the rebound. 34 seconds. Arrowwood pulls up with a 15-footer. Good. He's got himself 6 points. Full court pressure. Calhoun gets in the middle to Mulkey. Off to Scott. Scott brings it down. Hands it back to Calhoun to Mulkey. Mulkey, 15-footer. Too hard. Rebound Scott. Put back up. Good. Brian Scott scores on the follow-up at 78-51. 9 seconds to go. East Carter will get their 17th win. Here's a long one from the corner. No good by Hall. And with 1 second left, we've got a foul called. And it's against Johnson Central on Arrowwood for reaching in. So the Raiders will bounce back from last night's loss and can be satisfied for the weekend that they've put in a fine performance here against the visiting Johnson Central team and get things back on track as they go into the final week of the regular season preparing for tournament time.
9 o'clock, WUGO Grayson.
Oh, is good. He's got 2 points, 79-51. He makes this one, he can give them back that 29-point lead, which was their biggest and would be the margin of victory, and it is. Thomas is perfect with that, and there it is. The final score is East Carter 80, Johnson Central 51. The Raiders come away with a very impressive and convincing 29-point victory over the Golden Eagles here tonight and notch their 17th win of the season. We'll be back to tell you all about it, recap the scoring and the individual and team statistics for you in 2 minutes.
Your burden in both.